I always thought that Super Saiyan 3 Goku didn't have the stamina to beat Fat Boo when he first transforms, but apparently that may not be the case.
The problem with Super Saiyan 3 is an obvious answer, particularly in the Buu saga of Dragon Ball Z, in that it's the turbocharged Super Saiyan form that drastically drains Goku's stamina and could not be wielded for long durations of battle, especially against a stamina hack opponent such as Majin Buu. Super Saiyan 3's problem was therefore not only a power issue, but an opponent issue, one tailor-made to hurt Super Saiyan 3.
I love all of the nostalgic shots of Super Saiyan 3 from back in the day. Like, that just brought me back. Super Saiyan 3, whether it could have beat Fat Boo or not, still today is probably one of my favorite transformations because it's just like it was so different from what we had seen at the time. And and that hair dude was intense. It just made Goku look larger than life, if you will. I don't know, almost looked like a stallion or something. I wonder if Toriyama had a dream or something of him riding a horse or some crap, and then he's like, you know what? I can make this into a transformation. And then he came up with Super Saiyan 3. I know that Super Saiyan 4 is not canon. However, if you look at that transformation, man, you can see signs of what Super Saiyan 4 was gonna look like just on the transformation and the rebirth thing that they do with it.
But one of the biggest questions always asked is, could Goku's Super Saiyan 3 power defeat the fat Majin Buu in the short window it had? This topic is kept circulating over and over for years, and it still gets torn in two different directions depending on how you interpret the dialogue in the Dragon Ball manga. The problem with Super Saiyan 3 during the fight with Fat Buu was the time limit it had.
Well, yeah, we know it's the time limit, and that was part of it, but at the same time, Goku does spend a lot of time training Goten and Trunks in order for them to do the fusion and then go Super Saiyan 3. So to me, it seems like Super Saiyan 3 wasn't enough, that the fusion was needed. The power of the fusion was needed in order to be able to beat Fat Buu.
But then we fast forward to Goku and Vegeta talking before the fight with Kid Buu, and Goku does in fact make it clear that he probably could have beat the Fat Buu when he first met him. However, this would imply that would only be the case if Goku's intention was to kill the Fat Buu upon meeting him. That wasn't Goku's intention at all, as he makes it perfectly clear he wanted Goten and Trunks to deal with this threat for the purpose of preparing themselves as Earth's protectors. So using Goku's dialogue, combined with how he's had plenty of time to digest how the brief battle with Fat Buu went, how much time he had in the Super Saiyan 3 form before his time was depleted on Earth, and also how strong Fat Buu was, Goku's dialogue before Kid Buu about beating the Fat Buu is reliable, and that's also Toriyama's intention with the information he's given us later on.
Yo, freaking Goku, always playing with fire, man. He takes the most inopportune times in order to get somebody to step up, right? He did it with Gohan, and now he does it with Goten and Trunks. It's well, I don't blame him, right? Because really dying in Dragon Ball Z is not dying, right? So it's almost like, hey, being dead is not really that bad. We can always bring you back, or you'll have fun on the other end. So it just doesn't really seem to me like he has a fear of death, not only himself, but also, his allies and other people that are involved in these fights, right?
Interestingly, when Piccolo asks Goku why didn't you go all out, and if there was an energy issue, Goku replies with no, and then gives a moral reason why he doesn't belong on Earth anymore. Even at this point, it's not a flat out admission or proof Goku couldn't beat Fat Buu, he's saying he's unsure. But you have to pay attention because he has a different motive altogether. His heart wasn't in killing Fat Buu at all. Goku refers to the fusion idea as a terrible risk in general, so Goku basically flipped a coin. There is also the risk factor that Goku didn't want to use his remaining time to fight Buu. In Goku's mind, fusion was an extremely powerful tool, as good or better than Super Saiyan 3 in his mind, so to teach Goten and Trunks that was more of a priority than risking using his remaining time to fight Fat Buu that might have not been enough.
Okay, that kind of makes sense. Even though Goku does take a lot of risks, I had completely forgotten about this dialogue, to be honest, but it does seem like if I was him and I only had an hour and I was limited in the power that I had, and I had another option where we could have not only an opportunity to beat him, but maybe even if we couldn't beat him that one time, we could escape and then maybe come back, then at least you have another shot at it, would seem like the safer choice versus if he went all out, didn't train them, Super Saiyan 3, he goes, he's not able to be successful, then at that point, like, that's it. Like, there's nothing else for them to do. Earth is doomed at that point.
Of course, Kid Buu is far stronger than Fat Buu, as well as more broken in terms of stamina and regen hacks. I have no doubt in my mind, if Goku used this ferocity against Fat Buu from the start of their battle, that Kamehameha would have ate Fat Buu alive. Not to mention, Goku believed he could raise his ki even higher later on to finish Kid Buu if he had time to gather the power. But there was an issue with his stamina using Super Saiyan 3 with a mortal body. But fresh, I have no doubt Goku did have the power to kill Fat Buu. And if Goku was fresh against Kid Buu and gathered more energy at the start, there's also a chance he could have beaten him too with one huge blast. But Kid Buu wouldn't give him any time.
Here's the thing. Goku's gonna be Goku, right? And part of his nature is not just to win a fight right away. It's almost like a dance, right? He likes to test his skills, see where the other guy is at, and a lot of times it's to his own detriment, but that's how he fights, right? He likes to progress in intensity, if you will. And I mean, look, that makes for a more interesting story than him just going in and blasting him right off. But it sounds to me, based on what he is saying here, that if Goku would have just powered up 100% and instead of just throwing one blast that went through his stomach, based on what he did with Kid Buu, he could have done an even bigger blast and just ended the fight right away, like One Punch Man style. So, I mean, in that case, it does seem like ultimately, even if there was a time restraint alongside it, that Goku could have been able to beat Fat Buu if he went all out 100% of the time. So, is Goku responsible for all of the deaths that went on in the Buu saga? You know, that's the real question. I'd say yeah. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments what you think. I hadn't given this topic some thought in a long time. I watched this video and I thought that it was pretty interesting, so I'll share the link below to the full video. So again, let me know what you think. Please share, like, and subscribe. And as always, just want to remind you that we must persevere. Peace.